Let's see. I'm gonna try turning up my mic a little bit. And ready. Alright, so the last time I tried doing this, it was absolutely horrible. I made a pop-up headlight and it completely sucked. It made it more realistic in the sense of like how it looked, but the execution of how it actually popped up was horrible. So I'm gonna try doing everything all over again. I have brand new tactics with brand new building things and whatnot. I use different blocks now, and I even make a frame for everything. I mean, as you can see, I already tried building a vehicle at one point with this. So clear my inventory though. One thing I did do is I already did try and make a semi-realistic car replication of a Miata. It didn't really work. The only reason why it didn't really work was because the frame was way too large, so I had to completely cut it in half. I used a pre-made frame that I made a while back, so now I'm gonna do it all over again. Okay. So one of the main things that I wanted to do was completely make a new frame. I have like 3 photos of the side profile, the front profile, and the rear profile of the Miata, so it shouldn't be that hard. I'm also, I just was looking through my mods that I have, and I found there's a really decent looking, I don't know how these blocks work because I haven't used them ever, but there's somewhere, if I can find them here, I think. Yeah, these ones look like I never used them before, but they're also more of the car shape that I'm looking for, because otherwise I would be using a lot of wedges, and wedges are fine, but the Miata is smooth, it's not blocky, so it's kind of like hard to make the actual shape of the car and have it actually look legit versus actually just working. Because like I can make it out of these blocks and have it look good but probably not work, versus I can make it out of wedges and I understand wedges and it will work and look decent. So I'm probably just going to continue with the wedges, and I'm probably going to do these by myself uh, in a later time, play around with them, because these are really, I mean, I don't even know what these are. They even just lag trying to put them in my inventory. Like, you could do a lot with these, I know that. So I guess, oh, okay, I see what this is. So it's a 4, it's a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Oh, 1 4 to 1 5. So that means it's a 1. Okay, I get what it is. It's just an adapter. I didn't even really look at that. Alright, anyway, getting back into it. Wedges. I'm going to do all that later. I'm going to make the frame first, and then I'm going to go into making everything else. So right now, I think I'm going to do, I think I need the side profile real quick. There we are. So it's a very short car. It's also a 2-door, which usually I'm into 4 doors, so it's kind of like E. But it is what it is. I'm gonna try doing my best. It seems like, well, first of all, the wheels are massive for the car, or at least for the wheel wells, because at the front profile, like if this is the tire right here, the frame, or not the frame, but like body goes like this over the wheel, which is actually kind of funny. So there's a lot of different things I'm gonna have to figure out when it comes to making the body. I think I'm just gonna go. So I'm gonna probably try making. If you guys have a photo, I'm not gonna be able to put one up on the screen, but if you guys look where the door is between the wheel, the door and the wheel, I'm gonna count that as 2 blocks, or maybe a block and a wedge. So essentially, what I'm saying is, if this is the wheel again, coming on this side, this is the very end of the wheel. It's gonna be body, body, and then door, because I think that's gonna give me enough room. It's gonna make it big enough for me to make everything that I might need to. Now I was again, I was making a lot of progress with the headlights. The problem is I could get the headlights to pop up and legitimately. The problem is it doesn't come out of the hood, or where the actual, like, how the headlights in the real life model obviously like pop up and they come out of the car. In Scrap Mechanic, it only goes into the car. Like it still is inside of the car, which kind of sucks. I'll show you guys what I mean whenever I actually get to the part. So anyway, actually building now. I think I'm gonna do, obviously I'm gonna have to make it uneven so that I have a middle point. But I don't know how the engine is gonna work, because I also have a picture of the engine and it's an i4. There is no i4 in the game. Sir, I think I'm gonna just use an i3 and make it look like an i4. How's it going, everyone? I see a lot of people actually joining, and I'm actually kind of enjoying it. Hopefully the stream isn't too laggy or the bitrate is too low. I am running off of an 8-year-old laptop, so I mean, frames on my end are perfectly fine. If anything happens or if things get choppy or whatever, just put it in the chat and I'll figure it out. So I think I'm gonna make this. This is definitely going to be the side. So how large is my normal vehicle? So if I go here, this is a vehicle that I was looking at for reference. But if I do, because I made another car. Let's try this. I'm only going to look for this, or look at this for a size reference, so I actually make the cars similar sizes. Alright, so this is... Cool. That's actually a lot wider than I thought it was, to be honest. But that's actually good, because then I can put a lot of mechanical stuff in the middle, so I can actually probably work on the headlights a little bit more than I thought I would be able to, because I'm trying to make everything uniformity. So if I make a city world or something like that, or find a city world, all the vehicles are semi-same, somewhat the same. Okay, that's not working. So that's good for that. Engine is in the middle. So if the wheels, I think the wheels are normal 2x5. So if it's a 2x5, that should work. Suspension right here goes out, turning. Yeah, okay. Not 100% sure how far the engine. I'm gonna actually make the engine now. Now that I think about it, probably would be the best bet. Make everything. I'm gonna do front to back. So I'm going to do everything that the car needs as we go. So what is that? 4, 4, 4, 3. Alright, let's see what we got for engine. I know that we have an i3 engine, or i3 engine right here. I want to kind of use it. I don't want to use it because I know I also have these ones. you guys have any comments or anything like that, go ahead and put them in the chat. I will be seeing them live. I'll be able to see everything. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try making my own engine first, and then if it doesn't work, well, that's tiny. They really need to make, people really need to make like actual mods of engines, not like make their own. I mean, obviously creative and all that stuff, like it works out for them because it's actual an engine and all that, but kind of sucks for me because I don't like making fully custom engines because as much as I understand them, kind of annoying. All right, so knife 4. Let's get the picture that I have up. There it is. So that's weird too. It's on its side essentially, so it's like kind of at an angle, so the pistons are going off this way while the intake is right here, which makes perfect sense because obviously, you know, you want it kind of balanced. And instead of having the intake right here while the engine is right here, up and down, I mean, makes it a little easier. At least for a lot of the photos I'm looking at. I guess you could also just put the engine that way. Let's see. So if I do this, here's the 4. Let's try doing an intake. I'm not too sure. This doesn't have a turbo, does it? No. Way too small of an engine. Alright, cool. So that goes underneath, and then that goes into that box. Okay. That goes into a box. So I guess it's just an air filter. Let's get... Whoopsies. Let's get a radiator. Actually, that would be a part of the frame, no? Because that's way too small of an engine to put everything attached to it right away. I guess we could also do transmission. I'm gonna need a lot of pipes when it comes to this for the exhaust and stuff like that. So boom, 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 boom. Normal pipe layout. I want to kind of say that I could just do this for the intake. Because let's do this. Down one. No, I guess I'm going to go out like that. Way too small on this side, but I'll fix that here in a few seconds. I want to see something real fast on this stream. Just give me 1 second. Alright, never mind. Pistons under what? These are the... This is the... Essentially a block. It's just gonna be... Piston, 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 piston. There's no actual i4, and I was looking at the one i3 that is in the game, but it's not... I mean, it's not in the game, it's a mod, but it's not necessarily like, hold on, this one, which, I mean, I could use that, but I kind of want to make my own, even though that I said that I don't really like making my own, because it's not ideal. I mean, I will, so. I think I could actually do this too. If there's, I think there's a little block that I could put on top of it. Yeah, I don't know why these do that. Why do these just disappear? The whole. Oops. There we go. Put a little hat on top of it, little header. Actually, that makes it look a little bit better. It doesn't make it look so round. It makes it actually look like one single unit instead of multiple. I kind of like that. Take that. Then let's do this. Flip this around a little bit. Can always, because I think it actually goes underneath. Looking at the photo, it goes down. Then I guess it goes like over here somewhere. But I think I'm gonna do, instead of that, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go over like this, down, back, and then have the box right here for the air filter. I might not even do that. I might just shove an air filter there. I'm looking for realism, and I'm also not looking for like too much of a realistic factor, because if it's too realistic, sometimes it's just not going to work out with the physics of Scrap Mechanic. And the last time I built a car, it was very laggy because I had a full working differential and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that with this car too. Just going to be a little different. I'm going to try making it as lag friendly as humanly possible. As of air filter, I think I'm going to use that one. And then on top of that, what do I have already? Okay. So I'm going to build this out real quick. I'm also going to do this real, whoopsies. I think I'm going to, do I want to go down? Or do I want to just do straight across like this? I'm going to do that for now. They do constantly update the game. It's just the fact that they only update it on survival. They don't update it on creative as much. It's up to the mod makers to create mods for the game and kind of like update it that way. And when it comes to the mods that are in the game, I think I got the better hand of the mods when it comes to cars and stuff like that, because like I have all of this stuff, like interiors, I got wipers and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not bad of a selection. It's just the concept of it is like it's just all blocky, and it makes the car look unnatural in a way. Then again, I did mention before that there's also these blocks and stuff like that that I can use. I just haven't used these blocks before, so I'm kind of afraid to use them in this build, which is, this is very, this is a car that I wanted to build for a while, so I kind of want to just use my own little building technique on it before I actually go and update it and stuff like that. Kind of like how I did with the Kenworth. I made like 15 iterations of the Kenworth after I built it, of different mods and stuff like that. I just updated the chassis and stuff like that. Okay, let's see this real quick. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I wanted to make the engine look a little bit better. So I'm gonna go back into this tab. Let's do a timing belt cover right here. Yeah, not yet. I'm making the engine still. I mean, here's the Miata. Just a front bumper chassis looking thing. But I'm gonna make it a lot better than I did last time because I think I made the RX-7 and I made the pop-up headlights like super wonky. So I'm just gonna make the Miata and try figuring out how to do it. I think this is actually a pretty good starting point with the engine. I think I'm just gonna shove this into the chassis and then see. It's gonna see how it fits while I build the car around it. It's gonna be like the A10 where like they built the gun and then they put the plane around it. That's how I'm gonna do the Miatas. I'm gonna build the car around the engine because it's also gonna be determining how wide versus one thing that I had. So 95% spoiler, 5% engine. Oh, I'm not gonna do it. There we go. No, that's not what I want. Okay, whatever. Want to add an oil pan to this, if I can. Let's do this. Break this. Pop this. Plop that. It's not high enough. Actually, it is. Oil pan. This. I will say I do have limited time right now, so I will be going as fast as humanly possible. This is not so much a tutorial on how to make one versus just me making one. That actually doesn't look that bad. The only problem is it's still not that blocky. It's also very tiny compared to the other one. If I'm going by how I said with the way that the body is going to be built, how it's going to be like 2 blocks, sorry, from the wheel and the door. Technically the engine would be 3 blocks wide, which it is, but it's not. Like this ain't 3 blocks wide. The header's way wider. But I mean, it is what it is right now. It's actually pretty nice looking anyway, so I guess I'm going to keep it like that. How am I going to attach that? Does this have a wheel point? It does. That's crazy. How low does the engine sit in the Miata? It's a very tiny car anyway. Okay, it's actually pretty low down. So I could probably do that. I'm gonna have to... do this real quick. Oh. Uh-oh. I mean, this isn't technically, this is just for the size reference, so I guess I could always delete this. What if I put a transmission back here so I can do that? Okay. I mean, maybe this will work. The reason why I'm saying maybe this will work is because this is all aligned with the chassis, and if that's all aligned with the chassis, it's probably gonna mess with the axle, the drive shaft, not the axle. I mean, it'll work for now. It'll have to work. I'm gonna also do this real quick so I don't accidentally build over that, because that's where the shifter is gonna go. Let's do... Actually, I'm gonna put, because that's gonna, the beams are like that just so I can put a engine mount on it and it will work. Then I'm just gonna switch the beams back to this orientation so it looks a little bit better. And I guess I'm gonna have to build over that location to then put these together. And then that's just gonna have to finagle its way over here. Yeah, that works. Now I can delete this. Oh, I forgot that was connected to the engine too. Ah, whatever. I mean, as long as the frame is the length of the that needs to be for the engine to work, it's fine. Because I could also put no, because the exhaust is right there. Unless if I immediately go down after that piston, which I'm not gonna do because that's just gonna make it look ugly. Well, a manifold would probably exit right here. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it do that. So I need this one. Place that one. There we go. So it's not that bad. And then I could also make the chassis go over that, which actually would put it as a mounting point because I could put a chassis piece right there. Doesn't look too realistic, but it'll do. It'll do. Let's do this. That. Actually, wrong way. So it's gonna make it even more unrealistic because it's gonna be the two flat tongues versus the actual piece that is supposed to be there. Let's do this. In reality, this is not where the realism comes in. The realism comes in when the actual vehicle suspension and stuff like that comes in. Let's do this real quick. There we go. Now the engine is actually attached to the chassis, so now I can actually work on it and not need to worry about it falling apart on me. Delete that, and there we go. Oh, that's... Actually, that works. I like that. That works right there, the manifold. So then it just shoots out to the side right here and then goes down into wherever it needs to. That worked. Okay. For the vehicle wheels, they're probably going to be like right here. Where's the wheel well? Okay, there's literally no bumper. I mean, there's a bumper. Very tiny bumper. But how this is going to work is the wheel is going to probably start right here where the manifold exit is. Which then allows for the door to be like right here or right here. One of these two blocks right here. So then the bumper, because of the wheel, oh, maybe the wheel needs to be right here. Yeah, the wheel comes out right here, so then the bumper probably is going to be right here, starts right here, and then it goes, wraps around, does that little weird corner, immediate corner thingy. So how's this going to work now? With the chassis being this tiny, is probably going to do that. Let's do this. I don't have any bearings. I just realized. Boom. Boom. Don't you just love it when your suspension needs to be higher than your engine? Wait a minute, that's way too close to the engine though. Oh no. It's not giving any breathing room. No, but... Yeah, you know what? building it way too close to the engine. It's actually supposed to be one block out. It's supposed to be like right here. Like this. Oopsies. That gives a lot of room for the mechanism of the headlights. That actually works pretty well. So this... bearing, where are you? Right here. It's not an all-wheel drive vehicle, is it? No, it isn't. It's a rear wheel. Actually, it probably is a front wheel. Looking up stuff time. Is the Miata rear-wheel drive? Yeah, okay, just steal it out of my mouth. It is a rear-wheel drive car. Yes, nice. So I don't need to really worry about the front wheels. Which is pretty nice because I don't really want to do a front or all-wheel drive, or front-wheel drive for that matter. What was it doing? Pipes. Where is it? Huh? That one. That one. The turning bar. Or at least what I call it is a turning bar. I know it's not actually called that. Boom. Oopsies. Boom. Is this actually gonna is this gonna have enough room for suspension? No. Because the engine is too low. Whatever. Suspension, who needs it? When it comes to a car like this, probably doesn't have too much suspension anyway. Yeah, that actually works. I mean, it still has suspension. It has a block of suspension. So instead of having the two blocks, how this is supposed to work, it doesn't really matter. Let's do a different type of bearing for the front wheels. Let's do this one and this one. And then for the wheels, I'm going to try matching the wheels on this stock photo that I have. So they probably will look ugly. Kind of like it's a star pattern of some sort. Actually, it's probably... Let's see. Is there any different wheels? Actually, these ones look pretty close to what it is. No, I'm just gonna have to do the custom wheels. I'm gonna have to do one of these. Let's do so just to make it as close as possible of a match. I'm gonna do probably the SUV wheels. 2x5 SUV. This is left. Ah, this is right. Boom. Can't do it because of this. Just check a clearance for this real quick. Oh wait, these don't have the gear or the rotor. Ah, these ones are the only ones with the rotor. Really? That's actually kind of stupid. Oh, they do have a rotor. Wait a minute. Oh, this is a different tire. Yeah, works. Yeah, I don't really care. Alrighty. Works for me. For the rest of the vehicle, I'm not 100% sure So if the wheels, okay, I might actually need one of the wheels at least. So if the wheels end here, this is actually a pretty good ending point for this one because the chassis continues just a little bit right there. So if the wheel ends right here, plan is it's gonna go wheel well right here, and then body, and then door. Or it's gonna go wheel well, body, body, door. I think that's too wide for. Well, no, it's gonna look different once the actual, because this is not gonna be a full block. This is gonna be a wedge. So I guess that's not gonna really work out. I'll test it out when we get closer to it. Because I'm gonna do the chassis first, and then we'll do the actual building of the car. I'm gonna make these into a block. I'm gonna make sure. So I guess a radiator could go right here, because I think how it works. Let me get the front view up real quick. So yeah, the radiator is down low. Looks to be 4 blocks, which we can't really do, so it's gonna be 3 block. Yeah, it's gonna be a 3 block at that point, with what looks to be a block gap right here, and then turn into the fender. There's a little reflector blinker thing right here. There's also a light up here with the pop-ups up here. Here's the one problem. Like, the engine is in a perfect spot. Like, that's a perfect, like, squish to the car. It's a suspension that is kind of ruining it, because this is gonna have to be a part of the actual body, which is not bad. I mean, the headlights have a section where, or the hood goes around the headlights don't pop up with the hood. So that this little suspension area right here could actually probably connect to the headlights in a way, just to keep it from looking weird. So this won't pop up with the hood. It won't be able to anyway, because it's a suspension hold right there. So okay. Let's do maybe like 2 out. Actually, so this is where I need to start with the chassis. I can't go any further in, because if I go further in, it's just gonna, the wheel's gonna rub, especially whenever it's full suspension. Well, I guess it can't go full suspension, but anyway. Headlights in front of the suspension? Yeah. Is that not how the headlights go on a Miata? Because the wheels are behind the headlights. Whoa, hello. Let's do that. Is that gonna rub? No, because the turning point, the pivot point is right there, so it's probably gonna be fine. I don't know how to say your user, but hello. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, that should work. And then with this goes into the turn. So because it has like has a very unique, you'll need a lot of room for the mechanism. It's been forever since I Seen this game? No, I mean, I could show you a car that I'm making. It's literally the Miata. It's just not. I was using it as a test. I have a system in mind. This is just a little thing. I don't stream often, no. This is actually a first stream in forever. If you look at my channel, it's been dead for like 2 years maybe, because I haven't been on for a while. I am trying to get back into streaming. And I'm also looking for games to stream as well. So this is the engine with the i3. This is what I meant with the i3 being ugly looking. But the pop-up headlights are not that hard to create. It's just a very weird looking sight when it's top down, but when you're looking at it from front view, it doesn't look that bad. Again, the only one problem is, and I said this before, I think, the headlights don't pop above the hood, because the hood doesn't have enough. If I use a 2, hold on, TF2 would be a great stream. I'm not really into those types of games. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a stream just to get into them a little bit, but what was it that I'm doing? Oh yeah, okay, so if I could get a wedge real fast, the problem is the way that the grid works, because everything works off the Scrum Mechanic grid, or at least like whenever you build a block, it's off of a grid. So the problem with that is, like, if I put a bearing, say like right here, have the light right here, it's going to slam into the block in front of it, and it's not going to allow it to move. So when it pops up like this, if I have a block behind it, hold on, let me actually build the thing that I'm trying to say. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just build the headlight straight up. This is gonna be what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do good. Streaming is a good hobby. Almost like a clean slate. Streaming is a good hobby. Yeah, it is a good hobby. It's just the thing is, like, I don't really have much time to do it every once in a while. Now I do, but I used to didn't. So that's why I got back into it. Also, I mean, I'm looking at my statistics right now. 36 views is not that bad. It's just like I didn't stream for like over 2, 3, 4 years now. So it's like when I got back into it today, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, do I really want to try this again? It's actually kind of scary in a way. But I got my Xbox and all that stuff all hooked up, so I can actually do the GTA 5 roleplay videos again. I have 5M and all that stuff. So GTA 5 videos for both my one server that I'm in and then my founder server I'm in will come out. Different games with different people will come out too. So that'll happen. Yeah, I got work. Just right now it's slow, so I'm just now capable of getting into streaming again. Trying to get back into it. Trying to get back with my YouTube again, because I actually was sad that I couldn't do it for a little while. Yeah, let's get back into this real quick. Actually get back into building. How does one do? Let's see this. Alright. Looking at the side profile, it's actually a very simple wheel well, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna try doing more streams. I'm always gonna be trying to do more streams. I never really wanted to quit YouTube. The problem is just situations happen, and I needed to get things done, so they did. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna try doing more streams, and yes, I always try doing live chat reads so people feel more engaged. I don't like whatever YouTubers, like even the big YouTubers, like I get it. You're doing the game, you're playing the game, and there's so many chats going in at one time, like it's so hard to get to everybody, but I'm gonna be that one person. I'm gonna try being that one person that actually like reads through chat and stuff like that, and actually gets to know people in my chat. A lot of big YouTubers do it. I understand. It's just like one of those hard things. Like once you're big enough and you get that many people in one chat, it's kind of hard to do. Let's try. You know what? I could actually do. So now that I look at it, it's actually way too high up versus the chassis. This is way too high up versus the chassis. So I could either do. I really don't want to delete this bar. The only problem is if I don't delete the bar, it's gonna. It won't have any suspension whatsoever. If I actually do this. Alright, this is gonna suck for a little bit, not having that bar, because that bar is just to keep the wheels aligned and all that stuff while it's in travel, so the wheels don't glitch out and do stuff that you don't want them to do. Now the question is the. Oh, you know what? I could just have the. What am I doing? I could just have the wheel well go down one. Or I could just have the chassis go down one like this. And the chassis will stay. Well, the main chassis will stay that way, and then this one will be the level that I want it at. It's a very low car. Oh, that doesn't help at all. Let's do this. Boom. Beepity. Bop. And does that look good? Look at the side profile. I mean, I don't know how cars do it. I think it's just because of the wheel. But look at the side profile. The wheel is like literally rubbing against the sides here almost. But I mean, in reality, the turning radius and all that stuff would be determined by. I mean, actually, you know what? Because this is a 2x5. If it's a 2x5 wheel, there should be a, yeah, this one. Oh, this is a 1x5. Oh no. Well, that's actually supposed to be how it is. I want to be able to do the brake rotors. That works because it's the exact same wheel as the other one too, or the exact same rim as the other one. That actually works. I could actually do this, and then I would just have the suspension like inside of the wheel, and this is just so it has a tighter turning radius, or would it be a tighter? Not too sure. I mean, it doesn't really matter. No, my only problem is it's just it's gonna look so freaking weird with the. It's gonna have to do this. Boom. It's gonna have to go out one, and then I could also have like battery and stuff now for the car. So I actually made it a little bit more realistic. How about that? The only difference is that obviously the wheel wouldn't be inside of the suspension. Where's the bearing? I lost my bearing. Literally. There it is. I think I'll switch it out with the other two bearings, which are also gone. Let's do that. I'm gonna put them here just in case if I actually figure out a way to get that bar back on. Let's do that real quick. Alright. And I think this is the suspension complete. Because I don't really want to keep reiterizing something that already works. So that makes the car, it's the same height, ride height, and all that stuff. It's just going to be, can I find a bearing? It's just going to be a little bit more. Oh, those weren't bearings. That's why I don't see them. It's just going to be a little bit more out. Actually, I don't think it would look any different. The only difference is that you're going to see the suspension like right here instead of back there. Which one did I place? Ah, wait a minute. I forgot about that. Okay, cool. I'm not too sure. I don't know what mod those were in. Yeah, well, that sucks. I mean, the back wheels won't have rotors anyway, so I guess it's inevitable that the front ones don't have realistic brakes either. You tease what you tease. There we go. That looks so weird, but I think it should work because it's considered one block. So this is the block right here. This is completely invisible. It just looks like that for visual. Just to make it look a little bit more Actually, it's just to give it a little bit more turning radius when it comes to how close these are going to be. Because I think, in reality, if I actually hook this up to a seat real quick. Oh, that's going to make me sick. Let's see. Alright, I'll fix it. Oh, yeah, suspension glitch. I can't tell if that's because it's... Nope, definitely not because it's molded inside of the suspension. It's just doing it itself. Oh, wait, maybe it is. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so that's the wheel well. Turn off the suspension. I think it would be a little bit better if I do this. Oh wait, I can't do two because it's gonna be... What? How do I do this then? Let's do this. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to just put another one right here and then have it blocked. Yeah. Alright, there we go. That works. It's that one. Whoopsies. Wrong one. I don't think that's gonna be a block. I think that's gonna be a wedge, but I'll figure it out as time goes. Get this one. Oopsies. This one is gonna be block. Eh. I mean, it's better than nothing. I think I'm gonna have to figure out a new arch. But for now, I think it's gonna be like that. Actually, you know what? I could probably figure out... No. Yeah. Would this one work? Or would this one work? It's way too high up. Like, it would work perfectly if it wasn't so high up. Could I do this? No, I wouldn't be able to do that. Why would I do this? Yeah. Actually, you know what? Way too large, but that works. It's just gonna... That's gonna ruin the... That's gonna ruin the front end. Because with this is customizable. With that one, it's not gonna be able to be that customizable. Because technically, the blinker should be like right here, or the reflector should be right here. If I'm going to do the block thing, so the wheel well ends right here, blinker, reflector, or orange reflector thingy, and then right into a turn. Like, it goes straight into a turn. This block right here would technically be right here. because that's what it looks like is the seam line between the bottom bumper and the front or the top fender. Because it looks like the fender is all one solid piece this way. So if that's the case, it's gonna get a little messy down here. Because all that's gonna happen is just it's gonna keep continuing to curve, straight curve back, and then it's gonna go into the little smile thing right here, coming down this way, back into this tire. I actually think that this will work a little bit better than I first anticipated. It's just I'm thinking about it way too much, and I'm just gonna have to do it and figure out as I go. That's how I usually do a lot of my vehicles, but the thing is, like, with a lot of the vehicles, they're blockier. See, like, this is way too tiny. I mean, I guess that's what the car is, too. It's way too tiny. Let's try... How about the smile go? Because this is gonna make it... This isn't gonna make it look like a smile. This is gonna make it look horrible. Dream car is the Miata. Dream car is a Miata, or it's the Ford. Wow, brain fart. Ford Crown Victoria. Very basic cars, but that's actually probably going to be another vehicle that I make here soon. It's the Ford Crown Victoria. Why do I keep wanting to say the Ford Explorer? But I usually make the vehicles that are my dream car or truck in this case. So, for instance, Kenworth that I made earlier in the channel's life and stuff like that. Crown Victoria is essentially a boat. It is a massive car. Have you ever heard of the Grand Marquis, Crown Victoria, or the Lincoln, or the classic Lincoln car? That's what they're all essentially just the exact same thing. It's just rebranded because of the different stuff. Crown Victoria for me is just like a nice looking car. I had a my Oma had a Grand Marquis, and ever since I saw that car, I was like, dude, I want a Crown Vic, or I want a Grand Marquis, one of the two. It was just a nice looking car, and yeah, that's the whole point. It's a cop car. It's essentially like, if you've ever been in a roleplay group, that is like one of the most like iconic cars. When it comes to like role-playing groups, cops versus civs on GTA, like everybody wants the Crown Vic, or a lot of people want the Crown Vic. A lot of people also want the Dodge Hellcat and stuff like that, which is meh. I'm not really into the supercars, hypercars, or any of that type of stuff. I'm into bikes, which I want a BMW i1250. Or I'm into trucks, like semi-trucks, which I want a Kenworth, or car-wise, Crown Victoria / Miata. How am I gonna do the smile? Yeah, to each their own. Because I also want to put the intercooler in it too, or the radiator in it too, realistically. So technically it would be right here. Yes, motorcycles. Ah. Kenworth. No, preferably not. No, I want to I want just a normal sleeper cab semi. I'm not talking about like pickups or anything like that. I'm talking about full big rig trailer hauling semis. The reason why I want a semi is because it's like it would be so much fun just driving it down the street with a giant freaking trailer full of cars and stuff like that. Because like everyone, like I would be the workhorse when it comes to like bringing cars to a show. Like if I had a friend group, which I do, that likes cars as much as we do, it would be more of the sense of like imagine living in a semi. Another dream of mine was to get a what is it? A dry van, not a dry van, a reefer. I wanted to get a 54-foot reefer, 53-foot. I don't know how the measurements go. 53-foot reefer, and convert it into a camper van with a sleeper truck front, just so I can actually like have room and stuff like that. If I really wanted to sleep in the back, I could. If I didn't, then I could just go up in the front. Because another thing that you could do with the reefer is like obviously it's insulated and stuff like that, but you could cut in holes and stuff like that, have it pop out, all that stuff. It's not hard to do. It's obviously a task, but oh, you know what? I could do this way. I could do so. I'll just do how the other one was, where it's just an indent. I didn't like how this one looked only because problem with it is it doesn't. It has first of all an indent, and it's second of all it's very, very tiny. But I guess move the chassis in one and it probably would work a little bit better. Oh, knew that was gonna happen. Let's try doing this way. Is it actually too quiet? Because I probably just put the setting way too low. I was messing with my mic settings and stuff like that. It's I actually don't know what it's called. It is a. Never mind. I was about to be like, I'm just gonna pull it up and probably put it on stream. Nope, can't do that either. Oopsies. I'll figure it out. But as of right now, I actually don't know. Some I know it's a finite thingy. Or at least that's what the brand is, I believe. What is this? Why do I have 3 of this same exact thing? Go away. Where I got it? Where I get it? I didn't get it. It was a gift. I mean, I'm actually not too sure where you could probably get something like that. I mean, yeah, Amazon probably would have this easily. You should put your setup stuff in your bio in a link. Oh, well, problem is my setup stuff my setup stuff is not too well. I mean, a lot of my stuff is running off of a splitter. I just have a laptop. It's a Nitro. It's a Nitro 5N15 55 series with the i7, not i7. Sorry, that's my desktop setup. It's i5 11th K with a GTX 1050 Ti. It's 8 years old. I upgraded it to have 32 gigs of RAM and it hates it. And that's actually it. Like, that's literally all I'm running right now. I had a desktop, but it's gone. I don't know where it is. It's probably all the way up. Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of situation that happened in my life, so the desktop is gone. Other than that, I mean, it's it works. It doesn't do too shabby. I mean, I'm running 3 monitors off of it. I'm running OBS, YouTube, 5 tabs off of Opera. I'm running Steam in the background. I'm running Scrap Mechanic. So it still works. It still chugs on like as if it never had a problem in the first place. It just doesn't like being pushed too hard. I mean, at least if it works. That's all I can say is at least it works. Yeah, I wish I could get something new though. No, I mean another problem is like if I were to be playing off of the laptop right now while all of this is running off of it, it's way too hot. Like it is way too hot to touch and stuff like that. Like it almost melts the case how hot it gets because the heatsink is like literally right there. So I think I'm running like right now probably thermaling the computer right now with everything that is going on. I'm still getting like 60 frames, but it's built to do this stuff. It's just like it's way too hot and stuff like that. I would actually rather a desktop just so I don't need to worry about thermaling it, and I actually want my desktop back, but it oh no, I have a cooler. It's blowing into the computer case all the time. It has like 4 fans on the bottom of the computer, so it's one side sucks in, the other side sucks out or blows out. Get a fridge and put it in the fridge. I was thinking about doing that actually at one point but the problem is the condensation would like ruin it immediately. Like if you take it out, there's like little tiny bits of water inside. You're toast. It's gone. It's sayonara. Make this into a podcast instead of building. What was I doing? Trying to figure out the smile. So the smile, I actually have to go in the front view. There we go. I mean, looking at it, it doesn't look that hard to build. It's just like it's annoying with the blocks that I have. I don't think I have any of the cardboard blocks that do that. That's another problem too, is the color palette. Because each block has their own little shader on it. So it's like when you pick a block, you stick to that block. Because like I used to build out of 2 different blocks. I didn't use this block. I used the cardboard block from this mod pack, and they didn't match. So when I painted them, they were completely different 2 shades. I think the chassis, yeah, the chassis is a completely different. Yeah, the chassis is a completely different color, shade of gray, and it's the same exact gray. So that was my problem at one point. Well, in a way, it's a cardboard Miata. Change its color, yeah. I'm probably gonna do its iconic red. Once the chassis is complete, what I like to do is I like to get it all done first, and kind of like how the engine is, I'm gonna paint it all gray, and then once the body is on it, I'm gonna repaint the outside only to be the different color, because I'm not gonna make the whole car gray. I don't think. I'm probably gonna make it blue or red, one of those two colors. All right. Anyway, going back to here, I think I'm gonna have to go out one. Like this. And then it's a flat top. Yeah. That don't work. That don't work. Because I think I'm also looking for this too, so I guess I'm gonna have to do the trim around the bottom, and then I'll do that. So how did this connect again? It went like that. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So now this one turns into. So how this is gonna work is I think it's gonna have to go like that, and then like this. I think I'm gonna want it a little bit bigger. Yeah. This one is smaller. I'm gonna have to make that a little bit bigger. So instead of this, block it like that. I might change games here soon. I'm not 100% sure. Kind of getting tired of Scrap Mechanic, but I'm not gonna. I'm probably gonna make it a separate stream. Let's do 3. That's 2, not 3. Oh, I can't do 3 because of. I can do 3. Way too wide? No, actually, this might work because there's still 2 right here. Yeah, no, this is 3, that's 1. If this is 1, this is 2. That would be the top Fortnite? Noob. I don't play Fortnite. I'm getting back into Apex. I'm getting back into Apex on my Xbox. Other than that, I mean, I really just play like stupid games. Stuff like I don't know, Supermarket Together, Car Mechanic Simulator, all that stuff. I never was into Fortnite. Fortnite to me was a plague, and I just never liked it in the first place. Ah, wait, I forgot about that. Way too sharp of an angle. I mean, it kind of looks like, in a way, it kind of looks like a. I think we're gonna have to go 2. It looks like a modified Miata where it has like a weird, instead of the smooth little curve like this into the straight edge, it's a jagged like line. And I guess it's just because like, I don't know, cool looks, I guess. I mean, it's a triangle smile. Also, the photo that I'm looking at as reference is actually kind of scary because it's a Miata like straight on. It's not driving or anything like that, and it's like at an weird bottom up angle that it makes the car look like it's looking into your soul. with its pop-up headlights. It's actually kind of funny. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Uh-oh. I think it's one, yeah, it's one in. Ah, crap. I don't know. Is this gonna stay if I do this? Guess it will. Let's see, it's gonna be right here. Is it 3? Yeah, 3. Take that. And then bring that. 2 right here. And I guess that's the smile. The iconic Miata smile. So I don't really like using panels because the last time I used panels, the mod just got corrupted. They made cardboard panels. That actually probably would work better. Ooh, actually. I'm gonna, oopsies. I'm gonna try this. Just so I can make it look uniform. Is there a, there is. Please? Please work. Yes. Okay, cool. So it's not gonna look weird with just one panel sitting there. It's actually gonna have a panel bumper bottom thingy majiggy skirt. Actually, it's looking a little bit better than I thought it would. Like this. And now the seam line just allows a block like this. So there we go. I mean, that's the smile. I guess that is. Because that's a straight edge. That's the turn. Yeah. For the most part, that is. It kind of looks stupid because it's 2 different planes. But it's the best that you could probably do in Scrap Mechanic, at least with the mods that I have. So that's just going to be how it is. And I'm just going to have to deal with it. Now, for the intercooler slash thingamajiggy slash radiator slash whatever the crap it is actually called, it's going to be the 3x1, and I'm probably going to go 2 up with it, just so it actually fills. Yeah, because it's not going to fill the whole thing. Don't. It doesn't fill the smile, which actually makes sense. This is a 3x2. Actually, I could have just used this one now, couldn't I? Yeah. Now I just need to figure out, because this one is 2x1. I need a 1x1. Here's a 2x2. That won't work. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? As long as it... Ha, that actually looks like the real life one too, because it has the 2 bars in the middle. Only difference is the radiator is going up instead of down. So instead of, it's going side by or up and down instead of side by side like that. At least in the video or the picture that I'm looking at. That doesn't look too bad. Now here's the other problem is like, how am I going to get pipes from there to there? Actually, having a 2x1 saved me in a way. So this one goes back into there with the box right here-ish for the intake. Going back over to the engine photo real quick. Now I'm gonna have to get an engine bay photo. There it is. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so it goes underneath the what I'm assuming is the timing belt cover. Up into the right side into a random box that I'm assuming houses the air filter. That's a very simple engine layout. Wow. I mean, it's a simple car, so I guess it's a simple layout too. In reality, that should be pointing down. Actually, I don't think you can go down that way, so that works perfectly. I could go down right here, just so I can have more space for other stuff. Whoops. This goes back. Whoa, okay then, that's weird. Never was expected to get sucked into a tire like that, but okay. How am I gonna do this? Alright, here's where the differentiating needs to come into play. So chassis is gonna be dark gray, like this. And I'm gonna actually start painting everything now, just so I can have it differentiated. Dude. That's gonna be dark brown, or why do I keep saying that? It's gonna be dark gray. This goes there. Up. Boom, boom. That's chassis. That's chassis. That's... No, that's not. That's gonna be part of those smiles, so it's not gonna be able to do that. That's goes into a thingy right there. How does one do? Pipe goes up into a box. I'm not 100% sure how to... It's not a carburetor, is it? No, because it's it goes into an intake which has the carburetor right there. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. So how I have it is okay. Semi-realistic at least with the engine. So I guess with the box I'm gonna put that there. That's really close to the exhaust. But whatever. Then it has this weird little outlet inlet thing right here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna paint the very light gray that it shows, at least. And then I'm also gonna paint this red because why not? There we go. Now this one goes, so actually it's supposed to be like right here. And that goes just straight right into this section of the engine right here. Or actually no, it goes up here with a tube that goes across the whole radiator, goes up, side, into here via like a little inlet port right here. I'm not too sure how that's gonna work, but it is gonna be how it is. So this actually gets deleted right here. This gets... So this goes up like that, back like that. I hate these wheels. It just goes to show how many times you actually like stand on the wheel of the car that you're making, because I never actually expected that until these. And I guess I could actually just put it right here. I want to have a little bit of room for a fan. I'm not 100% sure if it's actually going to work this close to the actual belt cover. Let's try it though. Fan. It's way too big. Maybe not. Oh wait, no, hold on. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. That's not at all gonna work. Cool. Good to know. There's not any smaller fans else I would use them, but so it's just gonna be like that. That's gonna be a cooler cap, coolant cap. I'll use this one only because it's actually, I actually don't know if it's that big. Is it too big? Nope, perfect. Is there any other caps that I need? Yeah, this one. This one goes like right here-ish. Just put it on the side. It'll be fine. I mean, I guess I have the space for it, so I could keep it there. Oopsies. That's good. That's good. I want to detail this more. I don't know how to detail that though. It's way too tiny. It's like literally a block in size. Because there's a massive gap in between the engine and that. And then the brake. What I'm assuming is a brake thingy. Brake pump. Coolant. Right here. Yeah. Alright. Oh, there is a fan. It's right here on this side. At least that's what it looks like. It's good. It's coming along. We're starting to get up into the actual like hard part now, where it's the front end and modeling it, which this is gonna be fun. So how I'm gonna probably do this is I'm gonna do this a little bit unrealistic with how the wedges work. So I might do it this way. I'm not 100%. Cause I could do it where the whole bumper is inset one. How the real car is, essentially, where like, because it's going this, it's doing a very fast corner like this, and actually technically if I were to do this as realistic as humanly possible with no suspension or anything like that with the wheels, and so it's unrealistic in that sense, how this would actually look would be it would go up kind of like stall right here because that's where the bumper and the fender meets, and then up immediately, so it actually would be this height. And that would be in a perfect world where all of this would fit in the actual, it would fit out of the grid. I'm actually going to do it a little less realistic way because this is going to be the lip in between the bumper, the lower bumper and the front or the top bumper, I guess, because it looks like the fenders actually end right there. So this is going to be where the fender ends right here. This is the bottom bumper. There's a little lip right here. Technically, yeah, no, actually that's realistic. Technically this is the lip right here, and then there's another like upper bumper right here. So that's where this is going to come in. And it's flat. It is completely flat. Should I start? I think I'm going to have to start angling it right here, now that I think about it. Can I even do that? Will that work? Or would it be way too late still? would be way too late. Way too late. And it doesn't actually look like that in the photo. There's definitely a 2-block gap before the bumper. Which is actually kind of weird because it doesn't look like that. This is weird. Now what I could also do is I could have this as a 2, because this is actually a later curve than I thought it was going to be. So would I be able to do this? Would I be able to do, instead of a 1 here, I do a 2 like this right here. Just to give a little bit more depth. Kinda? I need this one. Oh no, I can't. No, it's not that one. It's this one. Let's do this. Oh, I made it a lot blockier. Oh no, really? Dang, why is it so blocky now? Because it actually looks decent like this. Problem is now is it won't work well with the wheel well. I mean, there's a way to fix that actually. If I just get this block, delete this real quick, delete. Okay, cool. I deleted some random thing. Oh, I deleted a lot of random things. What is kept here? Oh, actually, that just kept everything. It just deleted that. Oh, look at this. This is really wide. That's actually weird. It's very wide. Aw, man. Still not gonna look good. Actually, you know what? No, that makes it work perfectly almost, because now all I need to do is just this to remake the wheel. Wait, is that one lower? No, it isn't. Perfect. Okay. Crisis averted. Put that there. I'm just gonna make this temporary. Perfect. Cool. Wheel well is still good. And I have a little bit more curve to the car, which is nice. So now it doesn't look that much blockier. Still looks blocky, but it is what it is. Oh wait, is there 2 different versions of this? No. So now that's with two. That's with two of the. Huh. Okay. Looks a lot different than the other one. What if I do this? Because there is a light right above that. Now these ones produce rays, and I don't like the ones that produce rays when it comes to lights that are supposed to be like blinkers and stuff like that. But I'm gonna have to deal with it. It's also very large compared to the actual light that it's supposed to be. So those are the blinker lights, and they're way too. They're way too large. They're way too blocky, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. They're not the right way that I would like them. I don't think this is gonna work, right? No, this is just gonna make it into. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Actually, hold on. That was the wrong way. Will this work? No. Why? Why would I even try? Blocky. And this is like the part where the car literally takes a beeline and just completely makes like a nice smooth curve. Which there are curves in this game. It's just the lights don't look right when it comes to that. Because these are solid white with orange, and then yeah, it won't look right. And now that's another problem, is that this is tapered down and back. I need one that is both tapered like this, but keeps a block, but also tapers. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, that wouldn't ever be a thing. It would need to be a block right here and then tapers here into a wedge. And that's just to keep this as a wedge too. So if I put a wedge there, it won't line up and it would make it look weird. Which that doesn't help at all, because in reality shouldn't look like that. It should look like this. Alright. I'm going to spawn in that one car that I looked at before for a little bit more reference. With the front end. So, okay, it goes up. Oh, wow. So it just literally keeps it at a constant loop, and it also keeps it as a 1. Oh, that sucks. I really don't want to do that. I wanted to kind of make it a little bit more realistic when it comes to the bumper, where it's more tapered in. I guess I'm not going to be able to do that as I wanted. At least not now, because I'm not wanting to take any more time on the front bumper. It's actually getting boring for me, and I'm probably 100% sure that it's boring to you guys too that it's taking this long just for me to get the front bumper done. So we'll get this finished right away. Because I also want to get into the drivetrain and stuff like that with the Miata too, just so I can actually understand it a little bit better. Because I know it's I have the engine in, got the transmission in. Obviously, the transmission is not something that I could actually build myself, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. When it comes to the rear end, though, the differential and stuff like that, I can build a little bit better now with the understanding of a mod that I have installed with U-joints and stuff like that. It will actually assist with making more realistic stuff. I'm thinking that these need to be out or in one more, or out, sorry. Yeah, I was right the first time. Out one more, because these are way too close together, and then the front headlights are going to probably pop out like right here. So in this 3 gap right here. I'm not 100% sure. So it went up to like this. And then I think these were in that spot. And then, yeah, no, that's how it was. And then it just kept going up like this. So instead of that there, it was this here. And then now it could go up another block. So it could actually encompass the suspension right there. Which I'm not cheating. That car that I actually showed was a car that I made still. It was just a test that I made a while back. To see whether or not I actually wanted to continue trying to make the Miata, or if I wanted to just not make it. Make other cars beforehand. Let's see. So if this is right here, lights for... I'm gonna have to delete these real quick. Get these back real quick. Do I want to have them like right here? No, I can't even have them right here because... No. They are right here. That looks so weird. It's coming together. This is like little mustache light looking things. Technically, there's actually a light right here too. I am essentially just remaking the one car model that I have, which is not bad. I'm just essentially just making a tutorial on how to make it instead of just showing it with a better engine, that is too. Let's see. So this is all just one singular bar now. And then I'm gonna just do a line right here. Delete this because this is right next to the engine and I don't really like things right over the engine like that. Do this. Clean that up a little bit. So with the pop-up headlights, it's probably going to be right here. And the little system that I have from the other car works surprisingly well. It looks a little unrealistic because of the sense of the way that it pops up. It doesn't actually pop the headlight out of the hood. So I'm gonna try making it work a little bit better, hopefully. Yeah, it's gonna be this light because this has a circle. It needs to be out of the. Needs to be out of the hood first. And then it's built essentially backwards almost. So it goes like this. Oh, is that how it gonna work? Alright. Controller, where are you? Let's do this. Wow, okay, hello. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, no, that works. I'm only doing this to just test this theory out real quick. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Nope. Nope. Alright, so how the actual one worked was it goes like this. So that's right now. Let's do this. Right. There's that. That's the front light now. And just to test it out, needs to go like that. This one goes back 30, this one goes back, and this one goes front 90. Yeah. So then now, when this activates, I need a light, or not light, I need a switch. Whoopsies. Get that switch. And now the lights should pop up a little bit. They're not gonna pop up greatly, but wow. Why did it do that? Oh, because that's opposite way. Whoopsies. Yeah, okay. Reset that real quick. Break that real quick. Oh, why is it breaking? No, it shouldn't be like that. Wait a minute. Does this need to go further? What is going on? I think I know the problem. This is right next to that pivot point. So this pivot point needs to... Actually, this needs to change too. That's the wrong orientation. This needs to change to that. No, why is it down there? This goes right here. This changes to... Wait a minute, what? So this acts... It was right the first time. It was this way. This way. Technically, this could be a block, but I'm not going to make it a block because it's not... It doesn't do much of a difference in performance. It's just like the way that I made it before, the modifications that I did afterwards made it need to be like that. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now this needs to be up here. Block right there. 2 blocks right there. Like that. Connect. This one goes 30. This one goes 90. And 30 this way. 90 this way. It's on a lift. No, wrong way. Why is it doing that? It's 'cause the block. Because that's the exact same way that I have it right here. Oh, I have the suspension there. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any difference. What makes the difference is the fact that this is just not moving. There we go. And then technically, this right here is the pop out of the hood. Whereas the actual light itself doesn't actually leave the hood. It just sits, it just peeks out. It just goes right there. Which right here would be that. So that nothing can get inside and it's still fully 100%. Technically, I could also do this. And now it's a full hood. It's just like, there's nothing. I mean, it works. It still pops out. That's going to be my way of doing it for now until I figure out a different way. And I will be working on that on my free time every once in a while just to figure out if there's any other new ways that I could actually work with the lights and stuff like that with this game. Sucks how it works like that, but it is what it is. Doing this real quick. Doesn't matter what orientation that is in, technically. I just like it this way just because it's easier. Turn that way. You have this on you. You have a block. Nope. You go right here. Nope. No, that could be hollow. I'd rather be hollow anyway. This goes here. This goes block. Then wedge. That's the wrong way of that wedge. And And then I'm just gonna have to wait until that's unfolded to do that. So this is blue that way, goes 30, 90, negative 30. There we go. Now a wedge right here. And a wedge right here, here. See, now, it doesn't make any sense the fact that when it pops out, it's in a block. But it's just gonna have to be how it is. It still works. Still does its do. It still does its pop up. And I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Now, putting this all the way back here. So this is how the hood is going to work. This is all going to be hood, or not hood, light, and then the hood will pop up around those lights, kind of like how the real life car is. Actually, exactly how the real life car is. And then this, that, hood. I want it like that. So, like this. Uh-oh. What's in the way? Oh, this cap. It's still so blocky, but I mean, it works. It looks decent. It looks derpy, like the real car. Alright. Let's get the rest of this done now. So now that the front is done, I could actually make the chassis, or for the most part it's done, I guess. Or the rest of the chassis. I can't make the chassis. The chassis is technically the whole car. There's that. Boom. Oopsies. Boom. That is the front end of a Miata done. Or, for the most part, it's a very weird representation of a Miata. And because of how derpy it is, it's even better than I expected it would be. The only one problem is I don't like this top bar, but because of how the engine is, I'm gonna have to keep it. It is what it is. Honestly, it looks pretty good. I think I did pretty good on it. I could always revise it later if I find new mods that could actually help. I don't know where the computer is gonna go for this build, and I actually think. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna try something real quick. Creative. I would just deleted it. That would have been horrible. If you guys ever wondered what mods I use, here you go. It's been 2 hours. And all I got was the front of the car done. Yippee. Usually I could build a car within... usually I could build a full car within 2 hours. It's mostly just because I was trying to figure out a better way of doing the headlight pop-ups. Or the pop-up headlights. I want to... Whoa there, buddy. I want to double check the mods that I just installed. So if I should be able to type in engine and there's new engines. Yes, there is. And they're broken. Nice. See, I don't know how... I don't want to even place this down just in case. Oh, it's not broken. No, it is broken. Oh, that's broken. Oh, that's broken. Wow, that's a massive V8 motor too. So that's very annoying in my opinion, but it is what it is. Because I was checking if there was any type of i4 motors or just different engines in general, and obviously there's not, so that's it. Okay, going into this, I might repaint. Do I want to repaint it right now? Should I repaint it right now? Whoopsies. I mean, it's ugly like this because it's all color. I don't know. Do I want blue? Do I want blue or red? I mean, the car is red. Like, originally it's red. But I've also seen a blue one, and I actually really like the blue. I'll do red for now. We can always rechange it. Boom. So this. And just like that, all the headlight mechanism is gone. So now no one can tell it has pop-up headlights. It looks so stupid. I actually don't know if I like it like this or if I hate it like this. It looks so stupid. Now I don't know what to do next. I kind of want to do the drivetrain just so I can get it done and over with, and I can keep it off the lift. Because as much as I like it on the lift, it's kind of annoying whenever you're trying to like build it and just flops over like that. So I'm gonna actually do that. The vehicle's chassis is pretty squished. for the most part. It's a nice medium size, I think it's, or small size. I don't really know. It's like here to here. It's a 2-door, so it's not gonna be that large. It has a massive door. Actually, now that I think about it, it has a massive door. So it's probably gonna be like this. How I mentioned before, it's gonna be block, or it's gonna be wheel well or fender, block, door. Because if I do it that way, it's gonna cut the car like this short. Or I could do wheel well, block, and that's gonna cut the car like, or that's gonna make the car like this wide. Because there's a dome back that I'm gonna have to figure out how to make. That's gonna be fun, especially when it comes to glass and all that stuff. And since this is one block underneath the chassis. Oh, where's the driver's seat gonna be? It's gonna be above the chassis. It's gonna be like up here. Oh, that's a little too tall. I could actually make it the chassis height because the chassis colors, I think, to the block. Yes. No, did not mean to do that. And because the chassis is gray or dark gray, at least, I can actually hide that within the floorboard of the car. Yeah, that works. So chassis comes out maybe like, okay, so the door is going to be right there. Doors right there. Right here. So has a, oh yeah, it does. It has a skirt. No, I don't think you need that. No, you don't need that. Technically, you don't need that. How's the door gonna work? I mean, it's just a simple door. I could just do this. Oopsie, it's wrong way. Door. It's also weird because the door goes out and then, or goes up and around, kind of like this. The door is the size of the hood. That's gonna be a tiny little, excuse me, it's gonna be a very tiny gap between the hood and the hood and the roof. I'm not even gonna try and make it the door right now. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna just do the body and the chassis, and then I'm gonna cut the door out later. So how this is gonna work is I'm gonna probably do, how am I gonna do the I have an idea. It's not gonna look pretty until, holy cow. It's not gonna look pretty until you get used to it. That is not what I wanted. There it is. 3D. 2x2x2. It's way too short. This one, still way too short. But it works, oddly enough. Just need this right there. This right here. Then this. That's working. This is working. Let's see. All right. Seeing how that actually works. This works pretty good. Um, the side profile though, it could be a lot more in, but because this is a game and we can't really fix it. I mean, you could. No, you can't because it's 3D. Is there a 3D 1x1? No. Alright, whatever. Oh, I mean, it looks good. The problem is now is also the floor, but the floor, if it's right there, it actually would work perfectly. Because this could be the skirt. That would be black, at least what the color of it is in the photo. So this whole bottom row is black, and then this is a door right here, which actually doesn't look too bad if I do it like that. I don't think. The problem is the wheel well, but yeah, it works. Let's try it. Let's get the chassis a little bit better. Let's also get the exhaust out from the car, underneath the car. So it'll go like this. And I'm gonna run it underneath the chassis so that. Oh wait, this is 3D. I don't want that. Nice. Doesn't fit anywhere. Has to go out one more. Goes like this. Then let's do. Should I do a bypass? I could do a bypass. I'm gonna wait until later for that one. As for here, this is gonna go down like this. With that, I could also. I'll join them right here. I could have been like super realistic with the chassis and like actually look up the actual layout of everything, but whatever. I'm not gonna do that. That's a little too out of my building range. I think because in real life you could have dimensions of any shape. In this game, it's stuck to a grid. I'm gonna do that so that it could go in there. Realism. That's good. Oh wait, I don't really like that. I could keep it like this. I just did that. And that should actually be perfect. No, that's way too short. For the door. That's way too short for the door. Because I think the people are going to sit right here, so... Kind of makes sense. Have that as a firewall right here. Break that out. Pop that in. Nah, you know what? I can actually make the seat a little bit further back by doing this. Yeah. Cool. I can do that. I can fix this. It's not that hard to fix this problem. Do this real quick, and then make it to where this is the interior. I think I'm gonna have it gray like that. Is that too gray? Too light of a gray? Nah, because I don't want to matching the chassis, so that works perfectly. And then the floor is on the bottom like this. Floor is also going to be gray. And because that's the chassis right there, technically you're going to be sitting on it, so I guess you wouldn't be really able to see it. Let's see if I could make a seat or put a seat on top of it and it actually look good. Let's do what type of seats are in the Miata? Normal car seats, I'm assuming. Like that. I'll put it back to oopsies. Yeah. Now to fix this area. I'm stuck. That works, right? And put this over. Actually, stop that. Do this. Do that. Do this. Bada bing. Bada boom. Oopsies. Boom. And now shift. Do that. Is that too close? I mean, I meant like too close to the right side. Yeah, wow, your arm is way too far forward for that, sir. I'd say actually right there. This goes like that. Up. Fix this real quick. If I can find the parts again. Do that. Do that. Do that. Let's see. I need a switch. Whoopsies. Switch this one because this is the only one that looks legit. On the no. Huh? Why no work? There we go. Now it works. I put that the wrong way. I saw the ridges that are like, yep, that works. Wow. Still a little, now it's a little too close, but I mean, a little bit more realistic than it was before. Let's get the wheel well, not wheel well. What is it called? Steering column. There we go. Let's get the steering column. I need. What do I need? I need steering wheel. Yeah, it's just gonna come as I go. So I'm just gonna do switch again. And let's see. I need a key. I need Let's do. I want to kind of do this as high beam and low beam. I want to do. I'm not doing the door handles right now. I could do glove box. I want a 3. Yeah, I want a 3 because that one is there. I could do AC. I don't see any AC though. This one. Where is it? Yeah, see, those are all broken. Really now? There's no AC thing. I thought there was. Or am I just blind? Oh yeah, the battery and stuff I have to do too. Mirrors. Oh, they have the mirrors. Oh, that's cool. No, well, I could probably figure out how to use this one. Now on the door, which is kind of weird, but that's what you get for making a weird car. What is this? Okay. I like how I put AC and I'm getting decals for this stuff. I'm actually kind of confused. Like, what is this stuff? Alright, anyway. Time to find these things because I'm actually wanting to make the interior of this. And I should have looked up the interior. But I'm going to make it my own. I'm going to make the interior my own. It's going to be very bare bones, basic, simple. Because the outside of the car is going to be made out of triangles and stuff. And then the inside, oh, really? Why? Why does it, why, how does that even work? How does a game update break the textures of an item? I mean, I guess, like, depending on, actually. What the heck? I usually do it through. I mean, I can. I usually don't do this because I don't really even use draw distance. I don't really need particle distance or particle quality. Don't really need texture quality high, shader quality high, reflection quality high, shadow resolution. I don't really need shadows. Shadow quality again. Sure. Don't really like those. See if this works. Because I don't know. Why? It's like, I don't understand why that's a thing. That's all engine. Is there no type of AC or anything that I could put in this thing that is realistic enough? Or to make it realistic? This is all more engines and suspension and stuff. Ah, that's cool. I could put door speakers and subwoofers. That's actually cool. I might actually. Oh, they're actual voice boxes too. Cool. I might do that. Very well may do that. Oh, I could make a camera van with that too. shower stuff. What is this? Wireless? Is this the computer stuff? No. I downloaded a mod all about computers because I'm making one in this game. If there's anything that you guys want to see built or me play, quite literally just mention it in a comment and I will 100% see it, and if it's actually good, I might actually play it. Or build it. One of the two. I see a flagpole. So, you mean to tell me that there's a flagpole that I could place down, but there's no AC? Oh, here's those weird blocks and stuff. Oh, it's for trams. That makes sense. I'm gonna actually might make it a tram. Or a train. I haven't done that at all. I don't think I'm gonna make glass. I think it's just gonna be a normal, or not normal. I think it's just gonna be the. Oh, here's the computers. I think it's just gonna be the simple, like no glass, just simple air. Lua computer. Core component of scrap computers. Program your own scripts using Lua. Watch the computer executes your real time. Perfect automation. Okay, cool. Yeah, so these don't do anything for logic. I'm a logic builder. I'm not necessarily a coder or anything like that. When it comes to coding languages, I know binary. That's all I know. Binary. I mean, this. I'm building a computer in another world. And this is sort of. Oh boy, that's a lot bigger than I thought it was. This is how it's working right now. So you have this right here, which is an input. You have this right here, which is your memory. You have this right here, which is your like write. So you put like this, and it reads, and then it executes on into the memory. And another thing that it does is it counts. So depending on what you put it as, it'll count up. That's coming around smoothly, I guess. Depends on depends on how fast you want it to work. That is also another thing. Because if you want it to work fast, it's not that fast. Oh boy. Do I have that seed again? No, I don't. Of course I don't. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, let's just delete this. I won't need this anymore. Yeah, you will. Why? I don't know. Okay. So, to make this a little bit realistic, I'm going to do the key. Well, okay, that's not going to be... Why not? Just have it stick out like that. Because honestly, you're not even going to really see it anyway. It's just a little detail that if you look down on the bottom right, you'll see. For blinkers, because you can only do one set of blinkers at one given point. It's just going to be like this. That's going to be kind of weird looking, but there's also going to be a... Yeah, it's going to look There's gonna be a steering wheel right in front of your face anyway, so you're not gonna be really able to see that. Speaking of steering wheel, let's get that steering wheel up. I think I'm gonna do the racing steering wheel only because it looks kind of more like it, and also you don't need paddle shifters. It's a manual, so it's gonna be down here. At least to my knowledge, it's a manual. So that's that. Is this all good? Oh. Thank you for that message, because now I actually can turn it up a little bit. Alright, let's do... Wow, that is actually rather high up. Yeah, because the pedals are going to be... Okay, so this needs to be a little bit lower. And I'm also going to get the pedals. That's another thing that I have to rummage through this too. Actually, no, I don't. Should be... Nope, that's not how you spell that. Brake. What can I get rid of without destroying everything? That I could get rid of. Well, I keep doing that. Throttle. And then switch. This one. So we have a clutch, we have a brake. That goes inside of the that goes inside of the excuse me. That goes inside of the firewall, and we have a throttle. I did not know those were buttons. I thought those were switches. Let's do, again, the steering wheel. So the steering wheel is going to come up from right here. Problem is, if I turn up my mic anymore, you're gonna start, I already figured that you guys can hear it, but you're gonna start hearing the keyboard clicks and mice clicks and stuff like that. For as good as the mic is, it doesn't have anything that can auto get those out. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, as long as you don't mind. Let's do that key again. Do I already have it? No, I don't. Why did I do that? It doesn't even matter. This one, let's now get rid of the C, because I don't think I'm going to need that anymore. Goes there. This one is going to go right here. Can I do this? I can. It'll go right there. It's fine. And then I did not know there was on the left. And then there's going to be one on the bottom here, because one of them is for high beams, one of them is for low beams. Technically, to make it a little bit more realistic, I'm going to put the one down here because it would all be in one dial. I missed a spot with my painting. That's amazing. And then I don't know where the computer is going to go, or the logic, because the trunk will be too small and I want to actually have a trunk. I guess I could put it underneath, because there's enough room underneath the car for everything, more than everything actually. So I guess that's how it's gonna work. Just trying to paint all this so it looks nice. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go start the logic right now. So I need a blinker. what was it? It was like 5, right? Normally. Wow, what the heck? Blink off. And then I want... Nope. Right. Where's that at? Left. And then there's also going to be a on-off system too. So I'm going to have another logic gate, probably right here. Whoopsies. Right here. Requiring that the key is on before anything else turns on. So it's going to go... This one right here goes to this, this goes to those, right goes to right, left goes to left, that's, yeah. And now the key needs to be on, and then the blinker needs to be on, and then bada bing, bada boom, both the lights turn on. Or the blinkers turn on. Now for the lights, same thing is going to happen. I need a controller. So this, I'm gonna, do I really want to make it? I don't think I can make it dance, which kind of sucks because there's not enough bearings to do that. If I had a bearing on either side and then had it wired up like that, I could probably do it like that, but I'm not gonna be able to do it correctly. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna have these two paired and then these two paired. So these ones go like that. Let's do this. It's gonna go 30, 30, negative 30, negative 30, and then this one goes 90, 90. And I'm gonna switch, or I'm gonna hook that up to this switch right here for right now. Pop that on. Something's happening. Nothing's happening. Something's happening, nothing's happening. That's because this is not connected whatsoever. There we go. Oh, that one's going the wrong way. Are both of them going the wrong way? Both of them went the wrong way. Look at that. This one, this one. There we go. I don't actually know if that needs to be switched. Yeah. Hide. And then peekaboo. Nice. Okay, cool. And then those are going to be always off. These are essentially just a blinker and I guess a running light. But I'm going to make them both blinkers so that this is going to be a running light. These two are going to be blinkers so that they're always off. And then when the headlights pop up, those are going to be the only way of light in the front. Also, I just realized that these need to be... I think I'm going to make them like that. And the reason why I'm making that is because in real life, they're that color. Or dark grayish. I like that. I don't know if I want to keep the little one bit up. Because I could also just not have them retract like that and then have them point up as if the headlight is actually out of the hood. Like that. The problem is it's not actually out of the hood. I don't know. All I know is that it's better than the other one that I had. And I think I actually deleted that other one. I'm not too sure if I have that. I guess I don't have that. Yeah, I didn't like it that much that I literally just threw it away. Works for me. Let's get these different colors. Not those colors. Not that color. This color. No, actually, I like the other one. Yeah, that works. The same thing with here, the same thing with that, the same thing with this. Ah, come on. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another stream today later on, or record one of the two. Okay. So, excuse me. This actually works now for this. I don't know. Wait a minute. That's a little too high up, isn't it? That's a little too low. Actually, that might work perfectly. No, yeah, no, maybe. I don't know how I'm gonna find an adapter for this, but hopefully. I'm sure there is one. Actually, you know what? It probably would be a... No, it would be this. Wait a minute. I have an idea. I think I have an idea. Let's do... Ah, it's too close. No, it isn't. I could just do... Move this over one. I'm gonna have to make this a 2. No, whatever. Actually, probably works better. Because now, wait a set. Yes. Now I do this. I think. I hope. Please. Please. Wait, I think I had it. No, it's the opposite. No. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know how to fix that, but okay. I don't think I'm gonna even have one. I think it's just gonna be a bare bone interior for now until I actually figure out the rest of the car, because I actually kind of want to just continue building the rest of the car instead of building the interior now. So what I'm probably going to do is gonna start off with the roof here. I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff. The logic is technically done. I do need to do a reverse. I will work on the top of the car first, just because I want to get that. I want to get the whole body done before I start making the rest of the logic and all that stuff, because I don't even know where all the lights go, and I kind of like putting the logic where the lights are. So that's that. Doing the roof, I'm thinking I'm going to go with a, because the front of the car is kind of like a very sharp angle, while the back of the car is just a very droopy curve. Very helpful descriptive words. Let's see. What do I want? I want wedges, I guess, because I'm making this car out of wedges. Let's do this. No, do I want the 2 or do I want the 1? I think I'm gonna put the... Yeah. Or is that gonna be way too sharp of an angle for... No, because that's how it is in real life. It looks actually... what's the front end look like? Yeah. It's just relatively... Just slam dunk. Curve. I mean, I could make that. No, I don't really like this. Remember, no cup holders? Yeah, literally. Miata's going decent, I think. I mean, it's going a lot better than I thought it was gonna go. Cause I made another one far back and it went horrible. Or didn't actually go horrible. I kind of just technically copied that one. But this one is actually looking a little bit better than that one. Okay, these need to be red because that's how they are. Now, okay, here's the thing. Is that too sharp of an angle? Should I... Because, no, it is definitely too sharp of an angle. But should I make this go up a little bit smoother? Like, two... I think that would make it look better. Especially because it's such a, like, harsh angle. Instead of having it... Oh, man. Decisions. Also, a little FYI, you guys could chip in too on your guys' suggestions and stuff like that. If you guys have any suggestions, whether it be a game or how to make this car look better or another stream idea that you guys might have, please feel free. Type it down. And I will be most definitely looking at them. I'm trying to figure out what I need. Am I doing an NA or another gen? I am. That's a nice actual. That's a different question that I never thought to be asked. I'm doing. Well, okay. I am doing a Miata. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just doing a Miata. I'm just making a Miata. Whatever Miata it may be is up for interpretation. It's I want to say it's an RX-5. I don't know what the RX-5 actually is. Hold on. RX-5. Let's see if... No! What the frick? Mazda. No! Definitely not an RX-5. I don't know then. Just a Miata. I love the Miata. I love the classic little car with the pop-up headlights that can wink and do all that stuff. So that's what I'm making. I mean, I sadly I can't make this car wink. I can, but it would be way too long to understand because the way that the headlights work right now is very simplistic, and it's actually probably too simplistic for it to actually work properly. So I would need to I would need to figure out a different way of how to make the headlights pop up. I mean, from a side angle, it's sad I can't actually make that pop up, but actually, you know what? Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, that's at a different, that's at a wrong angle. Ah, wait a minute. I probably have a better idea on how to make the headlights pop up a little bit better. It's just gonna be very weird logic because it's gonna have to have a completely different it's gonna be a oh man. All right, that's for a different time, not now. I'm gonna continue with the build that I have right now, and then I'm gonna probably upload this one, and maybe like tomorrow or the next day or something like that, I'll make another stream, and we'll go over revisioning this car and making it actually look a little bit better, work a little bit better. Um, but right now, I think I'm just gonna keep it with the front end because I worked on it way too long. The first 2 hours of it was just the front end. The 58 minutes now is just the middle cabin area. So I'm gonna keep it like that. Is the first gen. Pop-ups is the first generation Miata NA. Nice to know. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. This is cool. This is good. This is good. This is good. Now I have all that done. I could get the rear chassis. I have the seats in the right spot, I think. Getting the getting the side profile shouldn't be too hard now. Because it's a C, what is this, a B bar? C bar? C bar is the one that is in between the two doors, I think, right? Goes A, C, B, or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about that because I'm already ruining everything that all the reputation that I had. I'm gonna continue these out. I think the doors, because the doors are massive, or at least they're gonna be massive in Scrap Mechanic. So they're gonna go like this. Ah, wait a minute. That works a little bit better than I thought it would. So I'm gonna do the skirt. There's no B pillar. Yeah, that makes sense. I figured that there would not. What does it go? It goes A C for the rear. I'm doing a hard top. I'm not doing the soft top. Because it's just a giant dome of a rear glass right there. Oh, that skirt didn't really come out as I thought it would. I'll keep it for now. Just for the hell of it. See if it actually works. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that too. I think I'm going to color this off. Dark gray. No, I did not want to do that. There we go. Please. Aw, oh, man. The same mistake. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Three tall door. Technically this is glass. And then, wow, okay, never mind. Hold on. If that's 3, this is, okay. Converting a real life image to blocks is kind of hard. So this is the wheel well. Wheel well, 1, 2, door. The door is 4. No, it's 3. I hate how this is not angled. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to revisit this car and figure out how I can actually make it look a little bit better. It's not bad looking. It's just, it doesn't have the right, freaking curve. It doesn't have that right actual, like, the logistics of a Miata. It's fine. I have to stop pondering about that. No cup holders. Yeah, don't worry. There is no cup holders in this car whatsoever. You don't need to worry about that. I don't think there's even a dash in this car. I mean, there's, for the most part, you have all the bells and whistles that you need. There's no type of luxury in this car. I was gonna put in a whole different AC unit over here and have the little thing. I'm like, nah. At least for now. I might make a revision where there is a cup holder though, just to make it a little bit better than the actual Miata. Alright, that's this. I'm gonna keep it like that for now, just so I can differentiate it from the door. Actually, you know what I could do? I could color it differently. I could color it yellow. That's ugly. I'm glad that I picked yellow so I don't keep it that color. Oh, wait a minute. I could do this too. I can actually put a little bit more pizzazz into it. Yeah. Well, actually, no. The door houses the mirror. I just realized that. So technically, I'm gonna need this little area for. That's so weird. How's it in? So, well, I mean, obviously it's real life. It could be in like that, but like, here's this pillar, and then you have 1, 2, 3. It would be right here, the mirror. So technically, it would look like that, and then out, and then with the that would ew. Or I could do it on the hood. I think there's a version of the Miata with it on the hood. I'm not too sure. People moved it on the hood. Not 100% on that one. Is that gonna mess with the controller? No, it's not. Door handle. Door handle. Actually, it's one of those door handles that are like on the outside only. And then there's the, in Scrap Mechanic, it would be the door handle that is outside only. And then I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to fix that. All right. Continuing on. Let's do this. Let's do. I think it's gonna be a 3 up. So it's gonna be a 2 back from right here. 1 by 2 back right here. Actually, I'm gonna need this one. I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna look weird if I do that. See, now that looks even weirder. Oh man. But on a side glance, it kind of looks good. It's just if you get right up on top of it and you look up. I mean, this even looks weird because it's off the block. See, like, excuse me. Wow, voice crack. I should really find a different game that has the different creative abilities. The pillar is more swept than yours, so it looks more fitting. Yeah, see, I can't. I'm limited to a grid, and I'm also limited to the parts that I have available to me. Because before even making this stream, I was looking through mods. I was looking through like different engines and stuff like that. The engine that is in here is a completely custom engine. It is still an i4 and all that stuff, but it's like it doesn't look like a Miata engine. I mean, other than that, I mean, like everything that is to do with this car is as custom as humanly possible to make it fit. I mean, even when I was doing, I didn't do this on stream, but I made the Mustang and stuff like that. Like, I had to do a lot of creative liberties and stuff like that. Like, it's super blocky. It's super, like, it's still very sharp angled and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do as realistic as humanly possible. Even with this one, the Porsche I made. Did I spell that wrong? Like, it's still super jagged. I mean, this actually fits more of the Porsche style. So I guess this actually doesn't make too much of a problem. But like that's the problem when it comes, because even the pickup trucks that I make, and I'm not trying to show off my whole entire collection here, but even the pickup trucks, like, it's just a straight edge. It's like a Humvee. There's no leeway, there's no angle or anything like that that I can really pull off when it comes to a car like this. I mean, I could do the overhang just so it looks a little bit better and it actually has the I mean, as long as it's squished down. Yeah. No, that works. I think that works. At least for the front view. Maybe not for the side view. Yeah, not really for the side view. Oh, man. I tried this game out. Alpha is neat. What you could do with it now. It still has its creative liberties. Or, not liberties. Creative setbacks. There's not a lot that you can really do, when it comes to like physics and stuff like that, because as you'll see when I actually get into the rear end of the vehicle, when I actually do the differential and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that you can't do, or else the car will just go flying up into space. You can make computers in this game really well. That's about it. Still a neat game. I really like it. I mean, I wouldn't be playing it right now if I don't like it, so. There's a lot of things, a lot of people figured out that you can mess around with the settings in the files of the game to make it run smoother, do stuff, have better graphics and things like that, but I'm not going to do that because this computer is already on its last legs and not really wanting to blow it up right now. What am I going to do with... So the rear wheel is not actually that close to the door. It's like right here is a little turn off right there. I'm gonna do... Oh, that actually fit. Nice. Let's see if I can actually make this look decent. Oh, why the world? Oh, that makes sense. I mean, the roof isn't that curved. It's actually relatively flat. So this isn't too unrealistic with the body in a way. See how that looks on the side. Oh. Yeah, I really wish I could actually like change the taper and stuff like that. Like have this go in a little bit. This be a little bit more rounded of an edge. Or have like a seal that goes around there. I mean, the best I could do is technically... this, but that's like major like visual, like you need to be out here for it to look good. Once you get back in, it's just like, okay, it's just a bunch of layers. How's the back gonna work? Because I just realized how low this car is. So the back is gonna actually need to... Oh no, the headrest is right here, and that's actually where the roof starts, is where the headrest is. So that actually works out pretty well with the way that I have it right now. The only one... never mind. I'm just going to have to switch this to a 2. I thought about springing for a hardtop. My buddy with what's his never uses it. Huh. I would do the soft top. The problem is just like physics and computer don't mix well. I actually downloaded a Miata off of Scrap Mechanic just to see how someone else did the pop-up lights. I'll actually see. It's also a soft top. It looks really good. By this guy right here, Randy. Or Rendy. And it's a very small little concept that I just used. And doesn't really look well. Or work well. Very fast, sharp. And sounds really weird. Other than that, it has a pop-up roof. And it decapitates you. Really cool though, my opinion. Yeah, how am I gonna do this now? So this one, it goes in a fishbowl-like way. Yeah, that's why I looked at it for reference and stuff. And to be fully honest, they used a technique that I don't have any, like what I'm doing right now is block by block. What they did for that car is block in block, which is essentially where you take a weld and you merge blocks into each other. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that, and I don't like doing that because the concept is like really weird and sketchy to play with whenever it comes to the game. It's a really cool thing though. I can fix that, right? Because this is a 2, that's a 2. I can put a divider there and it shouldn't make it too ugly looking. It's going to make it look ugly, but it's not going to make it too ugly. So that's where the glass starts, is right as this roof ends. Sure. I had Besiege. Honestly, Besiege is probably better to do this in. Honestly. There's no, I don't think there's any suspension or anything like that in there, but you could do a lot when it comes to creativeness because like it has those building blocks that you could move and individually like scale. It's kind of like gear blocks where you could scale the block instead of having it as a set like this. Honestly, I'm not really into Besiege though. Now that I think about it, because it's another learning curve, and then you just have to deal with what physics it has, or if it runs on your computer and all that stuff. I don't think it actually ran on mine, so. Yeah, literally, you can build anything in that game. I mean, I remember looking it up, and then I remember having a Boeing like 747 fully modeled interior and stuff like that in there, and it's just like, okay. That's a little too much, but yeah. Oh yeah. So that's the thing that I could do in here too is independent, and I actually don't know how to do the turning for solid. But I could do independent wishbone and all that stuff relatively well. I even could do. That's a unrealistic one in a sense. If I do this one, nope. Hold on. Is it this one? Showing this one again. Yeah. See, this is the front. This is how I usually do the front. Is just like 2 suspension like this, and then the bar for the turning. Only because it's a lot less laggy. But for the rear, I do a semi realistic suspension. I'm trying to find one that actually has dual wishbone. No, this is another tactic that I used to use, and that's just to get a axle in the middle there, just so it like has a drive axle. Is it this one? I don't know. This is the last one I'm gonna check. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is one of my new ones. This is a solid axle concept that I have, and I guess it works. I'm not too sure if it actually works. I haven't actually checked. And then this is the rear axle. This is an independent or semi-independent axle where it has a suspension, but it also can camber up and down. Honestly, I forgot that I could just spawn it in, but the frame rate is going to be terrible because it's right next to the other one. There we go. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's going to be terrible because of the truck itself, but it works well, to say the least. It's limited to physics and stuff like that. I like using realistic suspension and stuff like that because I like watching it actually work. But I'm not 100% sure if the frames are actually transferring over to YouTube, but it is choppy. But I try making all my builds as realistic as humanly possible when it comes to drivetrain, exhaust. This is actually a concept of a Lego that I created in real life, and I just made it into this game because I built 2 different types. I built it in real life, and because I built a actual scale replica. That truck that I just showed you is it built if it were to be built in real life as a truck, and then I have the Lego version of the build as a different thing. For this, I think I'm gonna have to go like. I have wedges, yeah. I try making all my stuff as realistic. Because when it comes down to a game that allows you to, like Gearbox has gears in it, and you can make a full transmission, you can make a full working engine that actually connects to a fully working transmission. I mean, in this game you can too, but it's a lot less rigid when it comes to that. This game is definitely more of a playground than it is like you make something and you can actually like copy the individual blocks in the game and put them into a real life scale. You can't really do that with this game versus other ones. And then also on top of that, when you come down to, how am I going to do this? When you come down to gear blocks, which I might actually stream at this point here in a few, probably later today. That or I'm going to do something else. I don't know what I should do. I want to do another stream. I'm planning on stopping this one here soon, though. Taking a break. I never heard of Gearbox. We're gonna check that out. It's a very. It's this game. It's essentially this game. It's more robust. It's more like. How could I explain it with it making sense? I guess, yeah, just do your research and you'll figure it out. I was trying to think of stuff. Okay, the wheel well is going to start right here. That's actually weird how the wheel well doesn't even go... What? The what? There's a full block. I mean, I guess I could actually do that with this one too, can't I? Makes it look better now too. Only problem is now, no suspension. How wide is this thing? Too wide. Oh, that's too short. Okay, I get why it was that wide. Let's actually... I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to see if I can actually switch it out to this. Yeah, that works a little bit better. Actually, you know what? I think I'd rather that more than the custom. Be very careful to not disturb the engine in any way, shape, or form. There we go. And I can also turn those inside out so that the thing acts like a... instead of having it as an out fender, I can have it as like a liner. Wheel liner. Oh, but that doesn't... I mean, actually, you know what? Definitely have some flair, so that's good. I mean, honestly, the way that they pop out doesn't make it look good, in my opinion. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'll keep it like that. And then I'll also keep it like I'll keep it with the rear too, just because it's going to help with the, uniformity, and it's also going to help with the way that the wheel's actually going to bind. How's this going to work with the rear suspension? So the rear suspension is going to be up. So it's at least the hood height. Actually, it's higher than the hood height. The trunk. So technically... I think that needs to be one more out. Yeah, no, this will work better than I expected it to. The one problem right now is just the top end. this fishbowl looking thing. Yeah, it needed to be one more out. For the chassis, it's just gonna be straight across. Actually, no, it can't be straight across because we're doing a differential build. Hi, Jet. Well, that's fun and dandy. Fighter jet comes out of nowhere, just flies right over, as if I'm not recording. Thank you very much. As if I have any control over that. How long is it gonna stay out there? Oh my gosh. And it's still going. I don't think that was a fighter jet. I think that was the other one. I think that was the big Bertha looking plane. I don't think we're gonna use these wheels for the rear though. I think I'm gonna use the normal wheels. This goes up one more. Yeah, and then the trunk could actually go over. That works perfectly. Because of the trunk the trunk goes over. Can I break this and it stays? Yes. Because I need to fix this. So this, it's gonna go like this. Come on. Please. Nope, I guess they're not gonna work. That goes there. Break this and it works. Thank you. Because usually those snap in half and then you have to replace them. Ay, ay, ay. Come on. Please. Why is it working? I have to place it on a block like this. There we go. Yeah, that'll actually work. Actually, you know what? Should it be up here? Should this be up here? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna fix this real quick. So, whoopsies. Oh, bye-bye. I'm gonna try some of this. Come on. Where are you? There we go. Here's that. And then here's this. And that should make it look a little bit better, by opinion. Or I could actually do this and make it taper in back into a full block because that's how it actually looks like in the photo. So now it turns into a full block and then does that. It looks better. I mean, I could also was going to be like this anyway, so yeah, that looks good. And it actually gives a spot, so if later on I want to make it into a soft top, I could. Is bitrate going to crap? It is. I don't know why. Why is that happening? I can't really do much about that. It's gonna have to be like that for a little bit. Probably horrible viewing, but it's also because it's live, and once it actually uploads, it should be upwards of a, like what is it, 4K I could upload it to, so that should help a little bit. Behind the seats, basically. Yeah. No, yeah. I could probably. Well, I'm actually about to end stream probably in like 20-30 minutes. I can I could definitely picture how to make this into a soft top. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The Miata soft top does not fold into the trunk like other Miata. You spawn, it sits on a ledge behind the seat. Well, yeah, that's what I meant about like it actually looks like I have enough room, because if you look how the roof is, that could be folded up right here while the trunk is right here. Because the trunk is, well, other than the differential, it's going to actually make this whole thing up one or two. The actual, like, roof will be right here for the soft top. I'm definitely planning on making something like that, though, because I think it would actually be a really good learning curve for me, making actual, like, convertibles. Because if I could make a convertible out of a Miata this small, I don't know what other vehicles I could probably do. I could do a lot. I just don't like how it's all... See, like, this looks cool. Like, it looks good. Obviously, except for the random coloring. But, I don't like how this sticks out and this sticks out. Reality, this actually would be sticking out. There is glass coming out right here, and this would be glass too. I'm just not doing glass on this build, because if I do glass there, then I would need to do glass on the door and on the windshield, and honestly, the windshield already doesn't look like a real windshield, so it's just not gonna work. See you, man. Have a nice one. Catch you on another stream, hopefully. Built that one on wrong. That one's good. That one's good. Then, yeah, that's kind of annoying. No, I can't do that. It's just gonna have to be flat like that. Alright, that's fine. Tease what to tease. As for the suspension, actually, you know what? The suspension is probably gonna have to go from over there, because this whole chassis is gonna have to be deleted. And I think we're gonna be ending stream at the 4-hour mark. So, what, 23 minutes? So if the frame suspension comes down right here, I don't need the actual suspension could come down one block lower, because in reality that works like that. I'm gonna just do this, have it built like that. It's gonna look weird until I actually figure out how that's gonna be. Okay, getting the wheels ready for this. Let's see. Wheel, is this the right wheel? No, this is the right wheel. What wheels do I have on this one? I have those star wheels. So this one? No, this one. It's gonna have to be, and then ooh, actually, now that I think about it, if I use the other wheels, they're gonna be inside with the actual. I'm gonna have the U joint inside of the wheel, which is more ideal than having it like right here. So let's do that. No, not like that. That's why multitasking is not a great idea. There's that. Get this one ready. Pop it back on. Put you there. Put this there. Grab you. Weld you. This one. Delete. Place. Weld. Boom. There's that. Delete you and you. Same thing on this one. Boom. 2 wheels ready for. Yeah. That'll work. And I could actually have it. I could actually have it like this. Then turn. That actually looks a little bit better than I thought it would. Suspension for temporary purposes only will be right here. Wow, voice crack. Will be right there. As for actual placement, that is the true right there. That is going to be true. It's going to be correct. Do I really want to do that right now? This. Ah, yeah, see, that's not going to work. It's not true. Oh, no, you know why? Because that one wheel has, or the front wheel has a block before then. That makes sense. So this, then that. Do I want to make it more realistic? I don't think I can because that's going to make it stick out, so no. What the what? Oh, I'm going to have to do it realistically. Never mind, I forced myself to do it realistically. Well, okay. Not realistically, but simply enough. Realistic. Because where's the middle one? Right there. I don't know why I ducked my actual real life head to see an in-game. I think I've been on this game a little too long. If you guys have any ideas of what I should stream next, because I will be streaming again probably today, later, feel free, put it down in the comments, and I will look at them. Perfect level. Is that going to be the differential space right there? Because if that is, I'm kind of screwed. I think it's called an axle. Yeah. Ooh, I actually have a little bit of space before I need to place it. Okay, cool. I have one block. Oh boy. I have one singular block. No, I don't. Yeah, I have one block. Oh no. So if I want the axle to, or the drive shaft, I want it snapped right here. If I want it snapped right there, technically that's enough of a hold. No, it won't, because technically, yeah, no, that wouldn't make any sense. Do I have another pipe? Do I have the one pipe? No, I don't. There's that one. Now I need a U-joint. Need actually 2 of those. Need to get a bearing, pipe. This one will be going on to here, like this. Suspension off, so I can recalibrate later. And this should be true, right? Yes, that is. That is a turning angle and a half. Holy cow. I honestly think the only thing that I could do with this U-joint right here, no, not even, because in reality, because this isn't at an angle, or because this isn't straight on, yeah, no, it won't even work like how I want it to, because if this was straight on like this, bearing could be placed right here, and then it would be on a pivot. If it were to be on a pivot, this whole wheel could essentially camber. It could still do that if I put it on a pivot right here, but because of the bar, it's gonna pivot way too much on a bump. And because this is a street car, obviously, first, you don't want it doing that. And second of all, you don't want that much camber. At least I don't want that much camber on a car like that. So I'm not even going to bother doing that. For the differential area, I think this is actually going to be way too short. Because that's technically where it ends right there. So I need this welded right here. Nope. That is way too far. There we go. Yeah, that's, I mean, okay, anybody know how long the drive shaft is supposed to have for the, I mean, I guess it has to be angled the whole way. I just don't want it doing that because of lag and stuff like that. This alone probably would produce lag, because it's restricting the suspension in some way from actually working. So it's probably going to produce lag just doing this anyway. And I don't think I could actually... Can I? Yeah, can I? Yeah. I don't think there's an... Oh, okay, that was nice. I don't think there's an actual way of... I guess you have to restrict the... Hold on. I know this is not what a tri-rod is for, but this is the only actual item that has a correct pivot point for what I'm wanting to do with it. Is this angled? Please be angled. No, wait a minute, why? Oh, wait. Boom! Yeah, I know that this is not the real reason why, real way of using it, but honestly, it's gonna help. And if it helps, you might as well use it how it's gonna help. It's gonna be right there. Can I put 2 together? Can I do like this? Can I put... Oh wait, hold on, what? The what? 3x1. I think I want a 3x1 now. Okay, that works. Can I do it? Could I, please? Wait. Nope. Wait. I just needed to continue the angle that it's at, but it won't do that. Oh, because it's attaching out the other side. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh? Oh? This might work. I might have done it. So if I put a thing there, do that, and then do, okay, I need another right here. And just for the heck of it, I'm just gonna build a random thing down here. Do that. If I do this, okay. Yep, that worked. I don't think those are all attached. Wait a minute, I just saw it work. It works. So now, yeah, okay, cool. This tie rod system here is gonna keep this from doing all those wobbles and stuff, with the only caveat being suspension, because these can't squish or anything. So that works. As for trunk space, this is actually pretty nice for trunk space. If I keep it like this, it would be nice. And I think we're gonna keep it like this. The only thing is I'm gonna obviously change where the tie rods are and all that stuff. I'm not gonna keep it like this. It's gonna just be like that as a concept. Delete this one, delete this one, delete that. I don't know if that, did that delete? Yeah, it did. Or I could use, what is the tie rod? Tie rod is the one that allows for turning, no? Ties the two ties the two front tires together. Something like that. I use these things for a lot more things other than what they're actually meant for. I mean, as of right now, I'm using them as a literal way of holding the differential in spot while driving. Is that the only two angles that it has? Yeah, it is literally the only two angles that it has. Why can I put it in here? What? Is this not connected? Has to be. Yeah, it is. Alright, whatever. I don't really care. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a block like this. Not a block. I'm going to have this right here, and I'm going to have a line coming from the actual differential itself over to here. And unrealistically, oh, I just deleted that. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out later. I do this real quick. This is totally not how it is in real life, but it is what it is for this game. And this is just again for time being, so I can work on other things of the car. This is not gonna stay. This is, I mean, this might stay, but it only will stay if it actually proves to work. Because technically, I can easily hide that. The only problem is the weird line coming from the differential. But I mean, other than that, it will work. It should work, in theory. What happened to... Never mind, I know exactly what happened to it. It's not on lift. Oh, I keep forgetting this is not gear blocks. Oh, wait a minute. it's settled. That was weird. It went down straight, and then is it at an angle right now? No, it's a little too far away to figure out, hey? It looks like a pickup truck from this angle. A Miata pickup truck, how about that? Yeah, it settles to the right, which is actually not that bad. Anyway, I think that's gonna end it for now. Till probably tomorrow. I'm probably gonna get back on later on. Not this game, but a different game, just to keep my hopes up about YouTube again. Other than that, I mean, if you guys have any comments, questions, or anything like that, go ahead and put them in the chat. On top of that, if you guys have any game suggestions or anything like that, go ahead and put it in chat as well. If you guys like the stream, honestly, I'm not even gonna tell you guys to do all that stuff. I'm not even gonna say it. But you guys know what to do if you guys like my content or anything like that. Obviously, if you guys want to help me out, do it. If you don't, it's completely up to you. You're your own person at the end, and yeah. Other than that, I'm Mr. Pieman. Peace.